I turned 30 in less than a week. And at this point, I thought I would be married with at least one kid, maybe even two, fully established in my career, big house, white picket fence. But none of that has happened.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. Y'all know what to do. Get on Amazon, get that desired nutrition, get that pre-workout for that pump, that energy, and that focus. Get about 4 or 5 of those in stock right now. All right, let's get to the video.
So this man that was interested in dating me blocked me because he was like, "You're single, you got all these good qualities, what's the catch?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, why are you single?" So I told him that it's hard for a lot of men to meet my non-negotiables when it comes to dating. And he said, "Well, what are they?" And I was like, "Well, one, they gotta love Jesus, and two, no physical intimacy before marriage." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." And then he blocked me. And if that ain't somebody weeding themselves out, I don't know what is. Also, why did you need to block me? I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me. And everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, you're going to have such a hard time in dating. You're not going to find anybody who is actually going to want to wait until marriage." Like, that's just so unrealistic. It's been done before by several very successful marriages. So if it can be done for them, it can be done for me too. So I am not going to let myself get discouraged. Is it discouraging at sometimes? Yes. Will I let it stop me from dating? I hope not. So this man that was interested in
So I don't think it should make her stop dating. That's cool if she wants to, continue down this path of, finding somebody that will accept her non-negotiables. It's just funny to me how some women will put these sort of unrealistic standards on men when they have their own past. You know what I'm saying? My first question to her would be, are you a virgin? If you're a virgin, this is going to make your life a little bit easier in the dating market. Okay. Now, because men don't understand, men are going to be men are realistic. Okay. They're realistic in all their approaches, and they don't, for the most part, men don't live in a delusional life like a lot of women do. Not all women, some women. Okay. Most. Are you a virgin? If you're a virgin, we understand that. We get it. You want to wait till marriage. You've been waiting for marriage. That's what you've been waiting for, right? If you're not a virgin and you have a past, what makes you think that a man would want to wait till marriage for you now, all of a sudden? You've done all this stuff in your past, and then you come to me and expect me to wait for marriage for you. Those other guys didn't wait for marriage. Even if it was one guy, that guy didn't wait for marriage. You weren't waiting for marriage then. And then there's going to be that argument, well, I'm a virgin removed type of thing. And, her first thing is she said, you got to love Jesus. So obviously this is a religious reason. It could, maybe it's not, but I would say it's probably a religious thing that she's trying to convey here, that she's saved now and she wants to wait till marriage. Okay, cool. That's not a big deal. You may possibly find somebody that'll do that. It's very slim. It's going to be hard, but you may have to lower your standards. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The second thing I would ask is, what's your age? How old are you? How old are you? If you're young, let's say you're 21 years old, you're 18 years old, 22, 23, you have to think that goes into a man's calculation of how much experience have you had, up until this point, to where you're saying, you know what, I want to wait till marriage now. What happened, that one thing that happened in the past. Now, if you've had one partner and you thought you were going to marry him, and You know, you got to tell the story. What's your story? What's your background? You know what I'm saying? These things matter to men. Okay, so it is unrealistic, but like she said, you know, she said it's happened before. We're not saying that it hasn't happened before. It could happen. That don't mean it's going to happen for you, you know. And I mean, just looking at her, I hate to judge her how she looks, but this is how men, this is how we are. You know what I'm saying? She's a pretty average looking girl, right? Not trying to downplay her looks, but she's pretty average looking. There's nothing special about how she looks. So for some people, for a woman that is like extremely attractive, you know, a man might be like, this is a good one. It's just a good catch. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have any kids, so that's good. That'd be my third question. You have any kids? Now, if you had kids and you're like talking about,
I'd be like, what the fuck are you? Yeah, now you're really crazy. But at least she doesn't have kids. At least I don't think she does.
I turned 30 in less than a week. And at this point, I thought I would be married with at least one kid, maybe even two, fully established in my career, big house, white picket fence. But none of that has happened. I am the rich auntie who is still working on the rich part, but I'm rich in a lot of other ways. You hear the birds chirping? You see the sky? Walking to the gym, I can move my body. I can see, I can hear. I got my health. I got friends that look out for me. I got family. Good morning. I got neighbors that say good morning to me. I have no idea where God is taking me, and I thought I would know at 30. I can afford therapy. That's another blessing. I don't look like what I've been through. Amen. That's it.
yeah. So the question is, what have you been through? That's exactly what we want to know. You know what I'm saying? You can afford therapy. You've been going to therapy. You're turning 30. So now we know that you're 30 years old and you want to wait for marriage for sex now. Like I said, it's cool, man. It's cool. Is it unrealistic? A bit. Can it happen? Yeah, of course it could happen. There's always going to be a man out there that will, save someone. They'll save you. Somebody will save you. You may have to lower whatever your standards are, because a lot of times when you get these average looking women, they typically have very high standards. They think they can achieve or attract something better than what they actually can, or what they actually should be. So that dude that blocked her, I wouldn't go as far as to blocking her, but I guess
he was just like, saying, I don't really have time for this. This is not something that I'm into. I'm not trying to. There could be a number of reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude could have been married.
He could have had a girl or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But he obviously was like, this ain't for me. And sometimes guys are not going to be honest about why he doesn't want to do this or that. He may just stop talking to you. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think that was the case. So 30 years old, she's feeling like, she already feels like, I should have been married by now. I should have had kids by now. If it didn't happen before you were, not celibate or not waiting for marriage, and now you're trying to wait for marriage, I mean, you just you're hindering it even more now for you to have that, that white picket fence. You can hear the delusion of all of that stuff she's talking about. Like, this is typically how some women think. I don't want to say all women, but if you got a past and you're in your 30s already, and now you're trying to wait for marriage, there's a lot of guys that are not going to take you seriously. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that she should change her way of thinking, but if I was her, I would. And if I was to give some guys advice for a woman like this,
I would stay away from a woman like this.
You know what I'm saying? I would definitely stay away from a woman like this, unless this is what you're looking for. If you are looking for this, then pursue it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot your shot. But now I understand sex isn't everything, but it's a lot. That's the only point in your relationship where you two connect in a different way that nobody else sees. You know what I mean? So, and unless you're doing other shit, you know what I'm saying, that online shit. But this is supposed to be y'all's time to connect with each other, and that intimacy is something that is sacred to you. It's supposed to be sacred to just only you two. And if you don't get a chance, if you can wait for that with her, if you think it's worth it, then, you know, go for it. The thing is sexual chemistry is not the same as sexual attraction. You may be sexually attracted to somebody, but you guys may not have chemistry. It just may not work. Like, after you have sex with that person, it's just like, we don't really connect in that way. I was attracted to you, but we didn't really have it. And, you know, then you're already married now with this woman. So it's like, hey, it is what it is. But the good thing that she has is she doesn't have kids, man. And so that's a plus. If she had kids, I'd be like, yeah, this girl's fucking crazy, man. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video. Peace.